Hi guys, Dr. John back with a dose of the blues. Today we're listening to R.L. Burnside from Lafayette in Mississippi. Born in 1926, for most of his life he only played music part-time. Then later on, with the blues revival of the 1960s, he became prominent and started to make recordings. He had recorded before, but these recordings hadn't really seen the light of day. Recorded with Delphi Records and Fat Possum Records, and later on saw real success and went on the late night Conor O'Brien show, and also played at Richard Gere's birthday party, believe it or not. So let's bring him up and see what we think.
See my jumper hanging on the line. See my jumper log hanging out on the line. See my jumper log hanging out on the line. Nobody, something on my mind. When I've been here, baby, Lord, if it hadn't have been for you. When I've been here, baby, Lord, if it hadn't have been for you. Way down here, where you wanna do. Fix my supper, baby, Lord, let me go to bed. Fix my supper, baby, Lord, let me go to bed. This white lightning done gone to my head.
does this strange-looking tomato have to do with arthritis?
Yeah, oh yeah, R.L. Burnside with See My Jumper Hanging on the Line, recorded in 1978. Typical hill country blues, really. That hypnotic riff keeps going, and not too many chord changes, very similar to Mississippi Fred McDowell, who in fact lived near to R.L. Burnside and was his cousin. I believe that Muddy Waters was another distant cousin. Yeah, R.L. had a difficult childhood, born into a typical sharecropping family in Mississippi. His father left home when he was just 1 or 2 years old, grew up with his mother in a big family. Later on, he went to Chicago when he was a young man to find his father, stayed with him for a year, but unfortunately his father and his father's 2 brothers and 2 uncles, who were all in Chicago, all got murdered inside the space of 1 year. So R.L. Burnside returned home to stay with his mother. He took up a lot of jobs like sharecropper and fisherman, a tractor driver, which he became very proficient at. They say that he killed somebody shortly after he returned back home from Chicago. He was in a crap game, and there was an argument and somebody got killed, so he went to the penitentiary, Mississippi Penitentiary, and the story goes that his employer valued him so highly as a tractor driver that managed to get him out of jail after 6 months. Yeah, so typical hill blues, just reminiscent of Mississippi Fred McDowell, who didn't actually do an awful lot to promote R.L. Burnside. When Mississippi Fred was asked if he knew anybody else in the region who was worth recording, he said that he didn't, so maybe he saw R.L. Burnside as being too much competition. Anyway, with the blues revival of the 1960s, R.L. Burnside began to play music full time and became more prominent, toured Europe many times, started going to all the blues festivals, appearing on TV, and finally he died nearly 80 years old. I think happy old man in Mississippi. I hope he was happy. Had many grandchildren around him. So I hope you enjoyed this video of R.L. Burnside. By the way, no one's quite sure what the R.L. stands for. Maybe it's Robert Lee, maybe it's Rural Burnside, but yeah, a great blues player, a great hill blues player in the fashion of Mississippi Fred McDowell. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So see you next time for some more blues. See you next time.